Well, Emily, it is such a pleasure talking to you. It's been a while. I've been away and haven't had a chance to connect with you, but a lot has happened in the last few weeks, and Team Rice is sitting pretty well placed right now going into the next two episodes. What are you thinking?
I'm just glad that, although we were the second team to get a strike, we're now to the semifinals. We're one of the last three teams, so things are looking really good for us. In the meantime, I'm excited for the next episode and see what happens. Maybe we can make it to the finale. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, I guess I was probably quite shocked, and I think a few people were, to see the Ripon team taken down, especially Will taking down James. It's been a real roller coaster. Did you think that these would be the last three teams standing when you started the series, the brown, blue, and red teams?
I mean, I would have. I would love to think that we would have been this far, but definitely a shock that the first two teams to get the strikes are two of the last three teams standing, and then Team Bowman, Team Turmoil, they're sitting without any strikes whatsoever. So it is pretty shocking to see who's the final three, and very surprising that Team Ripon was kicked off this last show, just because James has been so solid throughout the entire season, and the one time that he's not on his A game, Megan wasn't there to really back him up at all. So it kind of shows that he was the driving force behind that team, and Mark, he did awesome too, but it's unfortunate that Megan wasn't able to produce for her team when her number was called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there were some comments even made by some of the other players that she really hasn't been a strength for that team, and probably one of the weaker players on the whole big break. But it is interesting to see how these players have gone up and down. You mentioned James, top of his game at the beginning of the series. Zakia, same thing. She was really strong and then sort of fell off. And then we see people like Isaac. He struggled at the beginning, but boy, has he been a fighting force for the red team in the last couple of episodes.
Seriously. Yeah, Isaac's been super consistent. And I think that's what's gonna hold you through to the end is the consistency, because, I think they put the teams really well together. Isaac and I and Jerry, we've been able to really ham and egg. When one person falls off, the other person's right there catching him. Whereas James can't hold that team the entire time. It's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress on that one player. And I just think that, the truth comes out, eventually. You can only go so far with having the whole team on your shoulders and being able to produce. So I applaud him for his performance so far. That's awesome. He's done great. I wish Megan could have helped out a little bit more, and they would have been, in the finale easily.
Well, and again, Will too. I mean, I didn't think he would come through at all, and he still plays somewhat of the clown. I don't know, who was it that said that he's like a box of chocolates? You never know who's going to show up on the tee box when he steps up there.
I forget. But that's exactly. He's got the heart. He's got the drive. He's a character out there for sure, and that's what Big Break loves. So it's
especially with that swing. That swing of his is crazy. That cross-handed swing. How does he do that?
I don't know. He told me that that's just how he picked up a golf club, and nobody taught him otherwise when he was growing up. So that's just his trademark swing, which is pretty cool. Stick with what you know, and it's pretty cool. I think it's talented if it works out.
Yeah. Well, episode 8, you guys were it was a bit of a cakewalk for you, right into that spa. Tell me, what was it like there?
Oh my gosh, that spa was amazing. It was just, this whole resort we were staying at was awesome, and so we did not know what we were playing for, when we were in that sudden death. Who knows? Isaac was so excited about the spa day afterward that maybe it wouldn't have been the outcome if we had known what was riding on the game. So it was just, it was like hot and cold tubs. If something, helps with blood flow, you jump in the cold tub, you can jump in the hot tub, you jump in the cold tubs again, and the massages were amazing. That was not a bad day. I was not bummed about that at all.
I'm curious how you stayed awake to do interviews that night, because after something
Oh,
like that,
yeah.
I'd probably crawl into bed.
I think we did get a couple hours to ourselves after, so that was really good.
Well, this week's show, you really had a tough shot there. I mean, the last thing I'd want to do is my first shot of a day being a 4-iron. What kind of strategy you guys were going through that put Jerry out there and you had to come up on the long shots? How did you decide that?
Well, because we've already seen Jerry kick butt on the ladder things, on the ladder drills. You know, in the second episode of the show, he just was one after another from the ladder. So he loves that. He's good at that. And again, he brought it up for the team. I mean, we lost in a playoff. I think we played that one the best you could in the decision making, and you know, it would have been inevitable. Even if I started short and I got to 70, I would have missed too. And you know, 170 for anybody is not a short shot. So you know, that's just, I hit a good shot, but unfortunately it carried or got a nice big kick off that left side of the green. So hello, and Isaac he missed it too, but I mean, we forced the playoff with that distance.
Yeah. No, I know you guys did really well. I wasn't criticizing, but I also was a little surprised that Isaac took the 155-yard playoff hole when Jerry had already proven that he could hit the green, because he hit it the first time in the first part of the immunity challenge. So that surprised me a bit too, that you put Isaac in that position, because Isaac also missed in the first part.
Yeah, I think on that decision it was just Isaac's been clutch for us especially with all the playoffs. I mean, the kind of cards late, and I think Jerry even said, Isaac, you got this. I think one of Jerry's last shots was not, it was kind of the one that kind of did the bump and run all the way onto the green. That was not probably your most consistent play from 155. And I think that was just our decision as a team. And, it could have worked out any bit different. And that's the first time I've seen Isaac miss a shot, literally. Like, that was he just has been doing awesome throughout the show. So we had all our belief and confidence in him. And, we've had immunities every show until this one almost. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely. And when you stepped up to that pitch shot after watching some pretty pathetic tries from James and Tim, I mean, and you were up there, you knew how to set it up and you how to get it up high and land softly. I wasn't surprised at all that you made that shot, but I was pretty shocked that the other two, especially James, missed it so badly.
Yeah, that was a tricky shot. All of those shots around the green in the show, they were not easy. They were on, well, first of all, the Bermuda grass that we're dealing with, and both the locations short of the green were into the green. So literally, if you don't hit this perfect, you are going to chunk it. Either you're going to blade it. It's crazy the shots or the positions on those two. So they look simple, but we get over there, we're like, oh my God, this is kind of difficult. But Isaac was super smart with the ball. Anyway, but from my location, you could put it on a flat lie, or you could put it on an uphill slope. And I thought, well, you got to stop this, and you want to get this ball to be as much in the air as you possibly can, and how to stop and roll down there. And especially seeing the other two guys do what they do, and how that ball just kind of released. I learned a lot, I think, from watching them, and I was able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, no, he did. It was great, and it made their shots look pretty bad, but you look like you really knew what you were doing, and you planned the shot, and they just looked like they went up and hit it. So you did get through the show, and you're on to the next, penultimate episode. Thinking back now on this show, is there anything that we didn't see that you might want to share? Any surprises from watching this show last night, or anything else you want to share about what's happened to date?
Oh, last night before watching the show, I was watching the previous episode, so the final between Team Yellow and Team Purple, so Bolger and Rippon's teams, and I started laughing. I think Mark Rippon has some of the best humor, because he's just so sarcastic and like he delivers the joke so perfectly, and I think what they were saying is Mark Rippon, said out loud, "Oh, wow, Chad pulled his driver out of the bag." And they all look and go, "What? Oh my gosh!" And I just kind of start giggling after saying that. I'd be like, "Gosh, I mean, under those circumstances, of the pressure and the tension we're feeling, I'm going to believe whatever you say immediately like that." So I just think he had such a way about, lessening the tension or having fun with the show. This is supposed to be fun. Yeah, we're trying to win, but it's supposed to be fun in the end. And I've just been seeing bits and pieces of that kind of attitude throughout the show that really, just makes me kind of love that I was on it, and I was really lucky to be on the show. And the morning breakfast, those were amazing. And being able to toss a football around with the NFL Hall of Famers, I mean, that was incredible. It was just, and not to mention this last week, I was back in California, and Isaac and I got to go spend the day with Jerry at the 49ers game. And
wow.
it was the Jerry Rice Appreciation Day. And it was just the most incredible experience. I think people would bid for, put their life on the line to sign up for an opportunity like that. And, these are all wonderful things that I've gotten from being on the show. And it's just, I pinch myself every day. So whatever the outcome may be, I've already won, it feels like, just with all the friends I've made, the experiences I've been around, experienced, and it's just been amazing.
Yeah, wow, that is amazing. I wonder if Cooper and Fish would feel the same way about joining Chris Dolman at a Chris Dolman Appreciation Day at the NFL.
Yeah, I wonder. That'd be funny. But they seem like they're getting along now. They've come a long way after this last show. You see some camaraderie. A win's a win. That's going to build a team no matter what.
I guess so. Boy, they've come through a lot. But I guess we've got a couple more episodes to see if they can pull it all together and keep it through the end. And I'm so looking forward to watching you out there. I'm convinced that the final two teams will be Team Rice and Team Dolman down to the wire. So,
I hope that'd be fun.
Well,
team
thanks so much,
chemistry
Emily.
versus team turmoil.
Yes, exactly. No, hey, remind me. That's going to be the title of my next post.
Okay.
Okay, thanks so much, Emily. Take care, and hopefully we'll talk next week.
Okay, thank you, Gail.
Bye-bye.